Hi my friends, welcome to the channel English Professionally, and this video course is very special. So it's about prepositional phrases for all the levels you might need, so not only for beginners but also for these levels, I mean intermediate and advanced. So really you'll see and hear lots of useful information. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready to know this information? So the thing is that you need to know these prepositional phrases to speak English correctly and fluently. Okay, let's look at some prepositions with on, so you need to remember it. On suspicion of, so you can listen and repeat. On holiday, on vacation, on purpose, on tiptoe, on no account, on a diet, on approval, on behalf of, on time, on business, on edge, on the verge of, on a trip or on a business trip, on a journey, on condition that, on the phone, on average, on the part of, on pension, on paper, on the brink of, on the agenda, on occasion, on someone's initiative, on the assumption, on sale, on the grounds of, on the horizon, on the edge of, on the hour. Yeah, on an island, on fire, on file, on good terms, on strike, on a regular basis. Good. Let's look at the prepositions with in. In view of, in love with, in defense of, in disguise, in charge of, in terms of, in response to, in brief, in a sense, in reality, in action, in hand, in distress, in progress. Okay, let's continue. In confusion, in advance, in the end, in the beginning, in a deep sleep, in agreement with, in existence, in retrospect, in general, in the meantime, in trouble, in debt, in the form of, in tears, in poverty, in favor of, in honor of, in fact, in danger, in theory, in earnest, in the long run. Yeah, so we need to see in the short run, not sure, but short run, in the short run. So S-H-O-R-T, in the short run, in person, in abundance, in accordance with, in secret, in the absence of, in blossom, in conclusion, in disorder, in hurry, in vain, in custody, in short, in other words. in relation to, in cash, in silence, in connection with, in question, in public, in decline, in future, in practice, in detail, in doubt, in isolation, in harmony, in a mess, in the eyes of, in private, in particular, in demand, in disgrace, in comparison with or to, in moderation, in addition to, in pursuit of, in collaboration with, in pieces, in return, in search of, in essence, in contrast with, in contrast to. So if you look at these prepositions, so we see really lots of prepositional phrases with in, much more than with by, for, at, and at anyway. So we also need to pay attention to this preposition too. Okay, let's look at this preposition, I mean by. Okay, so by chance, by law, by force, by order of, by air, by sea, by land, by nature, by no means, by hand, by mistake, by means of, by heart, by far, by request, by oneself, for example, by myself, by himself, by yourself, and so on, by my watch, by birth, by accident, by all means, by degrees, by surprise. Okay, so we have already talked about the following prepositions, I mean on, in, by. Let's have a look at for granted, for fear of, for the good of, for the sake of, for life, for some reason, for some reasons, for good, for sure, or for certain, for a change, for real, at noon, at the peak of, at the expense of, at the latest, at length, at a distance, at times, at night, at the top of, at the bottom of, at once, at odds with, at random, at all costs, at present, at the end of something, at the beginning of something, at a discount, at all events, at a standstill, at the age of, at any rate, at a glance, at a loss, at ease, at heart, at work, at most, at any cost, at home, at sea, at least, at the thought of. And we also see at a disadvantage, at hand, so we also see at hand, and at a high speed. Okay, my friends, you see that these prepositional phrases are for all levels, for beginners, intermediates, and advanced, and I hope that most of these prepositional phrases are familiar to you. Anyway, I believe that it's a good idea to make up your own examples. For example, you know this prepositional phrase on holiday, and you can say, or you can write it down, I'll go on holiday next month, or I'll go on holiday soon. Right. So what else can you see? For example, so in reality, for example, you can write, one sentence or one phrase, or you can write a couple of phrases or two phrases. For example, I'd like to learn English in a month. In reality, or in fact, in reality, it isn't so easy to do it. Okay? It isn't so easy to do it. Yeah. Well, so, or for example, you can write, I did it by mistake, or I did it by accident, I did it accidentally. Okay, so if you make up your own sentences, it will help you memorize these things much better. So I hope that you'll do your best. Anyway, if you have no time for it, don't worry. The most important thing is that you know these prepositional phrases, and so sooner or later, really, I believe so, you'll meet them or you'll hear them. Okay, so I think that you can write it down or save it. So I just don't know actually what is better for you. But anyway, okay, my friends, so if you want more examples, and if you want more prepositional phrases, and if you want prepositional phrases maybe just for beginners or just for this intermediate level or an advanced level, let me know, and I'll try to prepare something useful for you too. Thank you, my friends, very much. Thank you. Or on a business trip, on a journey, on condition that, on the phone, on average, on the part of, on pension, suspicion of. So you can listen and repeat. On holiday, on vacation, on purpose, on tiptoe, on no account, on a diet, on approval, on behalf of, on time, on business, on edge, on the verge of, on a trip, or useful information. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready to know this information? So the thing is that you need to know these prepositional phrases to speak English correctly and fluently. Okay, let's look at some prepositions with on, so you need to remember it. On. Hi my friends, welcome to the channel English Professionally, and this video course is very special, so it's about prepositional phrases for all the levels you might need, so not only for beginners but also for these levels, I mean intermediate and advanced, so really you'll see and hear lots of